What's good, y'all? How's everybody doing? It's LaShawn. I'm back with Conversation Tea, ready with another word, and as always, some more thoughts to share with you guys. So I'm excited. As you may know, if you've watched my other videos, I love words. I'm a regular person who loves words and loves deep, engaging conversations. And I believe wholeheartedly that when we can grasp better words, we feel more confident in expressing ourselves and we feel empowered to speak up, speak out, and speak our truth. So, anyway, without further ado, today's word, abysmal. That's actually pretty funny because my Tinder notifications just went off and I'll tie that in later. But let's talk about abysmal first. Abysmal means basically really bad, appalling, appalling even. It is a strong word. Abysmal, baby, baby, baby. If you pull out abysmal from your out of your pocket or from your under your hat, you mean business. You're basically saying it's fucked up. Okay, so I think it's a fun word to say abysmal. It's an adjective. Bad, very bad, appalling, wretched, even wretched. Something about abysmal makes me think of something a Brit would say, because from my understanding, British people can be just very blunt, and I'm not being negative towards British people. I think Brits are awesome. I'm not going to mangle a British accent because I didn't practice it enough. So, but I just say that to say they can know the word to say, right? And I think that's amazing. Abysmal. Ugh, the movie was abysmal. Ugh, abysmal. Anyway, let's let the Google lady say it because you guys know that sometimes it's easy to think you're saying it right. And by you, I mean me. If you saw my other video about efficacy, you'll know that Google said, girl, practice. You're not saying it right.
Abysmal.
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 Abysmal. So anyway, how do you guys feel about this word abysmal? Do you use it? Did you know it? Does it sound like something you've heard in a movie? And you could glean what it meant from the context of the sentence it was used in or by the facial expression. I feel like abysmal is a word that when you say it, you have to you have to make a disgusting face, like to really hone in that you mean what you're saying when you pull that word out from your deck of cards, your vocabulary deck, which is going to be so high by the time you and I become really, really good friends. Mine will be too, because I'm learning as well as you are. I always like to give the disclaimer. I am not an English professor, English teacher. I am not a linguist. I think all of those disciplines are awesome. I didn't take that route. Now I'm wondering maybe why I did it. Okay, so the reason the word abysmal came up for me is because it made me think about my love life. And you really do have to laugh or cry, guys. Even pre-pandemic, it's just been a little dry over here. So I wanted to talk about one major reason I think modern dating culture is abysmal. This is just my opinion and my experience for those who are happily coupled and for those who are happily dating. I'm very happy for you. I promise I am. But that's just not been my experience, especially since, most of my dating has been online because of the pandemic and also just because I live in a new place and I don't really have a wide social network yet. Anyway, one of the reasons I believe modern dating culture is abysmal is because of something called the paradox of choice. Now, The Paradox of Choice is a book by Barry Schwartz, and he basically discusses how, well, the subtitle of the book is More is Less. And he basically talks about how with consumerism, too many choices can get us into a paralysis of analysis. And one of the studies that he mentions in his book that I'm very fascinated with is one by Herbert A. Simon. It was done in the 1950s. And basically Simon, and both Simon and Schwartz are psychologists, by the way. Simon basically put consumers in two different groups. And the reason why I'm talking about consumerism is because I do consider dating to be a marketplace. So Simon put consumers in two different groups, maximizers and satisficers. And I like satisficers. I like how that sounds. Not just because I am one, according to Simon, but satisficer. I just like it. But anyway, I'm going to read from the Wikipedia page about this study. Hopefully it's engaging because, I don't want to bore you guys. A maximizer is like a perfectionist, someone who needs to be assured that their every purchase or decision was the best that could be made. The way a maximizer knows for certain is to consider all the alternatives they can imagine. This creates a psychologically daunting task, which can become even more daunting as the number of options increases. The alternative to maximizing is to be a satisficer. A satisficer has criteria and standards, but a satisficer is not worried about the possibility that there might be something better. Ultimately, Schwartz agrees with Simon's conclusion that satisficing is, in fact, the maximizing strategy. So, Schwartz is the author of The Paradox of Choice. Simon is the conductor of this 1950s psychological stress study. And to relate this back to dating, I do wonder if, as a culture, collectively we're dating as maximizers. Are we afraid there's going to be a better swipe? Is there going to be a better person if we choose this person? Is the grass going to be greener? And I realize that these notions exist in other eras as well, but the supposed availability of all these choices because of online dating, I do think it's made it worse. I wish at times things were simpler, like when my parents were young and you dated based on who you knew from your neighborhood or your school or your church or your job. Now we have this idea that there's this buffet of people when I don't know that there really is. I feel like people are less available than ever before based on my dating experience. Yes, we can have some dating dim sum, but what if you just want a meal? What if you want that person to be focused on you and you can focus on them? Anyway, I'm going to get off of here. That's just my thoughts on modern dating. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know, how do you feel? Are you happily coupled and very glad you don't have to date in this arena right now? Are you single? And do you agree with me, or do you love dating? Do you love that there's this many choices? Let me know. I really do want to hear. Like, subscribe, comment, share, all the things. Bye.